Okay, here we are. All right, we're getting started.
Hello?
You there?
There's a lot of feedback here. Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, because I'm recording right now. I'm recording right now. Well, right now you caught me right in the middle of recording, so. Well, can you hear me on the webcam? Whoa, that's some nasty feedback there. I can't stop the recording. No, I am recording right now. Okay, Dylan, I do see you. Whoa, this feedback is really fierce. Okay, well, no, the problem is I'm in the middle of recording something. I didn't know. Dylan, I can't. Dylan, I cannot stop the recording. Dylan, I cannot stop the recording in the middle. I understand. All right. Okay. All right. I'm just saying, I can't. When the recording is over, then I can join. All right. Yeah, that's probably it. But the thing is, I'm well, the problem is, there's just the timing. I really wanted to. I want to keep, recording.
Brian, you there? Can Brock hear me? Hello?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you there, Brian? Yeah, so, I'm hoping everyone is able to hear what I'm saying. I'm just not sure. Hey, Mom, go to watch our podcast. Tell me if you need to be my tester. Tell me if you can hear me. Brian, can you get on the podcast?
She'd get on me if I was in this chair. How do you train cats not to sharpen their claws?
Look, remove ice. That's a natural movement in certain places of the world seen well.
Yeah,
Which place in the world is
that's Fort Worth, Texas.
that? Here we saw it.
That's
Okay. I can see your empty chair now.
sun or
I, hey Dylan, I can see an empty chair. So if you come to the webcam, I'll probably be able to see.
That's so
Yeah, are you there? I
moon?
can
By the way, Secretary, did get a
Yeah, I can see you now.
All right. Are you able to are you able to hear me over the webcam or no?
Yeah, but I have my speakers down because I still have you on the phone.
Oh, so if I take off the phone, will you be able to hear me and see me still or no?
Yeah, go ahead and yeah, let's hang up the phone. Let's see if I can still
You want
hear you
to
the
you want to
same.
test that out, and if you want to test it out?
Because I can hear you. I know I can hear you. I just have sound down right
But
now.
can you see me? That's what I'm saying. Can you see me? That.
Yeah, I can see
Oh,
you too.
okay. All right. So if I hang up, we can still hear and see each other. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do that. All right. All right. All right. So Brian, can you hear me? Brian.
Yeah,
Brian, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you
Hello?
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
I
you.
can hear
Okay,
you.
good.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I said I can hear you.
Okay, I
Can
can
you
hear you
hear
too.
me? Okay, good. All right.
Yeah, I can hear
All
you.
right. So I'm glad we got this. Mom, please hurry up and try to. It's sports and entertainment is. All right, well, let me know when you have it up. Okay, so yeah, Brian, I really appreciate you doing this. So, I don't know why, Brock, are you there? How come Brock can't hear? Well, anyways, let's just get straight to the point. So Brian, since this is about sports and entertainment, let's tell the people who are listening. Let's tell them what you thought, let's tell them what we were talking about earlier. So, ladies and gentlemen who are watching this podcast, just want to let you know, my name is, well, I'm not going to say my first name, but I'm Mr. Sakurai, and I have my guest Brian on with me, and also my guest Brock, who is not joining us right now because he's a guest recording something. Anyways, and this is something that first time I'm doing, I'm new to it, and so is my guest Brian and Brock, but we're rolling with the punches anyway. So we're going to get straight to the point. And people, just so you know, I want to give everyone a heads up. I'm gonna be having a talk show soon, so this is kind of to prepare me for it. So let's kind of make this like that. So Brian, I want to ask you. I know we didn't want to categorize this as politics, but I just want to point it out there to make it seem unique. So Brian, what do you feel? Question not sports related. Brock, are you able to hear us now? Can you see us, Brock?
Yeah, I can sort of hear you.
And can you see me and Brian?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Brian.
Yeah,
Can you
I
see?
can hear
Can
you
you
too.
see? Brock, can you see and hear Brian? And Brian, can you see and hear Brock?
I can see and hear him.
What about you, Brock? Can you see and hear Brian?
I think I heard him.
Okay, good. All right. Well, we have another guest, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have my dad join on the phone. So, Dad, you're here on a podcast with me and Barack and Brian. Anyways, so Dad, the question that I was about to ask me Brian and Brock is about politics. So this is mainly about sports and entertainment, but I'm gonna get straight to the point. So Brian, I'm gonna go with you. This is kind of like a real talk show here, except we got one person on the phone who they can't see, can only hear. So Brian, the question that I wanted to ask you is, how do you think about, are you worried about, you heard in the news about ISIS, so how do you feel like we're doing in terms of fighting the war with ISIS? How do you feel about that, Brian? Oh, well, actually, Dad, Brian, I'm gonna have my dad start, and then Brian, I want you to then comment on my dad's response, first stating whether you agree or disagree, and then give your own feedback if it's not the exact same as his. So, Dad, what's your feedback on? Are you worried about ISIS, Dad? And remember, everyone, Barack and Brian. Remember, the question is your reaction towards ISIS affecting our lives. So, what do you think should happen, Dad? How do you agree? 30 years it's gonna be. That's what they say till we get them all out. How do you feel, Dad? What do you think should happen? Who do you think should go over there and help? Say that again, Brian. Did you hear my dad? Brock, did you hear my dad?
I understand him. I could tell he was talking, but
Did you hear him, Brian?
Yeah, I can tell that he's talking, but I can't understand him either.
yeah, same here.
Okay. Say what you said again, Dad. Say that again. I didn't hear you. What?
Come on, hold your phone up to the mic.
Say that again, Dad. The terrorists, what? Oh yeah, I agree with you. U.S. is the first country to always step in with terrorism in the world. Okay, and is that all you want to say for now, Deb? I mean, what about you? How do you feel in terms of your reaction, Dad, towards whether they're going to come and attack us here? I mean, that's specifically what I want to know. You're not worried about it because the U.S. is on top of this. All right, so Brian, if you didn't hear my dad, you heard what I said in response. What I said was confirming what my dad said in case my dad didn't hear Brian, Brock, in case Brian didn't hear it. So Brian, you heard it from me if you didn't hear it from my dad, about what you heard, my translation of what my dad said if you didn't hear my dad exactly or directly. So Brian, you're next in line. I want you to first start by commenting towards how my dad feels, whether it's from the translation of what I said about my dad said, or whether it's from my dad directly. So let me know, first start off, Brian, by the same question, but first start off by saying whether you agree with my dad or not, or whether you think he's wrong, or how you, or maybe you don't agree or disagree, but let me know that first, then let me know your feedback, but that would be only if your feedback is not the exact same feedback as my dad, which would be very rare, but go ahead, Brian, start in that order, go ahead.
I couldn't understand what he said, so I need you to tell me what he said.
Well, I said a translation of what my dad said. Dad, didn't you say? My dad said he's not concerned. Hold on a second. Mom, are you watching this? Can you put it back on, please? Just. Can you hear what we're saying? But you can't see it, right? But can you see it from your computer? Can you just put it back on? And you don't have to watch it. You could just listen. Okay. Anyways, so getting back to it. So what my dad said, Brian, is my dad said that it doesn't affect him feeling safe about the ISIS thing. He says mainly because the U.S. has been very on top of it and is down and all that. So that's what he says. And Dad, what did you say as well? You're feeling that who should go over there again, Dad? What did you say about that again? He said definitely the United States will go over there. And so what's your comment? Oh, and I just want to add one unique thing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something unique I want to do. Dad, please tell me tell me how, and tell Brian and Brock how to say 4:10 in 4:10, like the time, 4 hours and 10 minutes p.m. Tell me how to say 4:10 p.m. in Japanese. Go ahead again.
What time?
4:10 p.m. in Japanese. How do you say it, Dad? Go ahead. No, Yonju Jupun. Dad, tell me how to say 4:10 p.m. in Japanese. Hurry up and tell me. Dad, are you there? Dad, you're on the phone, but you're not saying anything. If you don't respond, I'm going to have to hang up. Are you there or are you not there? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess he's call dropped or something happened. But anyways, I said to you what my dad said, Brian, so why don't you go ahead and respond to that? Go ahead.
Was a sports and entertainment show, so I don't have any comment on anything of a political nature at this time.
Okay, well, Brock, I think you've been hearing what I've been saying. Am I correct? Brock, hello. Brock, I can see you. I can hear me. Brock.
Yeah.
I said you can hear what I've been saying so far. Why don't you respond?
Some of it I'm getting, some of it I'm not. But are you asking me about ISIS?
About in response to what my dad said. Brian apparently heard it, but he didn't have a response. Tell the viewers whether you agree with what my dad said or not. If you heard what I said, then tell me.
Well, I think that ISIS has one vulnerability, and that is they're open to recruiting Americans, so they should be pretty easy to infiltrate. And once we got them infiltrated, then we got eyes and ears on what they're doing.
I understand. Okay, there we go. Okay, good. And Brian, I want you and Brock's answers. Lakers winning the NBA Finals this year? Yes or no? Go ahead, Brian. You go first. Well, actually,
No.
let's make this unique. Brock, you go first, and then Brian,
No, I
you
don't think
say
it's
what.
gonna happen.
You don't think it's gonna happen, bro? Are you serious? You gotta be kidding me. You don't think the Lakers can win the championship
I
this
don't.
year, bro?
I don't think it's gonna happen this year.
Why
Kobe's
not?
coming
We
fresh
got.
off of injury. The players are young and haven't had a chance to gel. Haven't had a chance to gel and make any chemistry. New
Wait,
coach, young players.
so what was the point of hiring Byron Scott if we can't get it the first year he's coaching the Lakers ever in his life?
You build. Lakers sports franchise ownership is not about 1 year. Sports franchise ownership is about multiple titles during the duration of the franchise. So the Lakers are attempting to put the first piece in place that's going to get them on the right track. So Byron Scott, I believe, it may be the best option that we have right now to get everything going. But I don't is going to put on all 5 jerseys and be the 6th man to come out there and actually win the titles. Is the players and the chemistry on the court is what's going to make the difference. So Kobe coming fresh off injury and needing to lead a new and young team, I don't think that's going to happen all the way to the finals in the first season. I don't think we couldn't even beat in a series. I don't think we could even beat some of the top contenders out west. So not the first year at all. As a betting man, I don't think that would happen. I wouldn't put money on it.
So in other words, you're saying that you don't think that the Lakers. But are you saying is that the same thing as are you also implying when you say that? Are you also implying that the Lakers are not going to make the playoffs this season? Is that also what you're implying? Or are you just saying not winning the championship, Lakers?
The playoffs, I won't really speculate on until I see them play together a few times. I actually missed the preseason game because I was at your house. But I need to see them play. I don't know anything about these players, and I definitely don't know how they play together under Byron Scott's tutelage. So I need to actually see them play at least a championship game on playoff status. Is it possible? If it was, I think it would be a super long shot possibility that we even made the playoffs. To me, I would be focused on, one game at a time past 500, and then what we could do past there. I'd be more curious about where we are at the All-Star break, what the team looks like then.
Let me ask you this, Brian. Just respond to what you said. I just want to correct something. I know that you said was kind of not as accurate, and the viewers would not understand what you said, Brian. But what I'm trying to imply here is that let me just correct something, a comment, and correct something you said, Brian. What I'm that you don't know all the players. Technically, I just want to correct. Technically, that's not true because we know we have Kobe back, who was there. I'm talking about who was there last season. Okay, we know about Kobe in terms of young roster still from last season. We know about Kobe. We know about Steve Nash. We know about Nick Young, also nicknamed Swaggy P. We know about Jordan Hill. Yeah, we know about for sure them. So yeah, we know that. We know they're still there. Oh, and oh yeah. Oh, and what's his name? I'm forgetting. I forget his name. There's somebody else there. Another player that was there a lot last year, but I forget what his name is. Anyways, but we know about them. So technically, those count as the players too. So we know. So technically, that's why your statement is 100% not correct.
Yeah, I just think that with
I know.
I think
I know.
he'll warm up as usual and get more comfortable. Steve Nash, I don't believe is reliable at all, even though he never has I don't think Steve Nash is reliable at all. We have Jeremy
Well, wait a
Lin and
minute.
Carlos.
But wait a minute. What makes you think? Why would you think that Steve Nash is not available? Did you not see the? I fortunately saw the interview on YouTube where Steve Nash was on media days and he had the interview on media day. I saw the part where on his interview he said where he said where he said, for example, where he said in his interview, I had a great summer. I felt really well, healthy wise, all that. Did you not notice? Are you not aware of that? I mean, doesn't that tell you anything in terms of Steve? Not only that, but keep in mind, end of last season, Steve Nash broke the assist record. He's only behind now. He's passed Magic Johnson and Mark Jackson, and now he's only behind assist wise. He's only behind Jason Kidd and John Stockton. So you don't think that is a chance of him shining in terms of assist? You don't see that as
I
a shining
think
point?
I think that's good for Steve Nash, and I think that's good for his career. However, him breaking those records is as a result of the work that he put in when he was much healthier and much younger in his career. He didn't put all those assists up last season. He hasn't put all those assists up since he's been with the Lakers. So between that, his age, and the fact that he's nursing a back injury, back problems don't go away. That's not something that just disappears. So I commend him assist records. I commend him for putting up numbers over the course of his career. However, um, we're talking the NBA Finals. We're talking about this Laker team. Um, we're talking Steve Nash. We're talking Jeremy Lin. We're talking Carlos Boozer. We're talking Swaggy P. We're talking Jordan Hill. We're talking these new guys who I don't even know, beating the Oklahoma Thunder, beating the San Antonio Spurs to make it to the NBA Finals. I don't think that's likely. I don't think it's likely.
Wow,
Possible? Anything is possible, but I definitely don't think the Lakers could beat the San Antonio Spurs in a 5 or 6 game series. 7-game series. I don't think that's possible.
Wow. Okay. Well, there is a, that it's been proven in
Not
Lakers.
this season.
It's been proven in Lakers history that we had that if you look back in the past seasons in terms of playoffs, that if you look at past years of playoffs for NBA playoffs, you realize that Lakers have proven in the court. If you were to look at the history, you would see that it has been proven that the Lakers have defeated the San Antonio Spurs before in the playoffs. It also has been proven that the San Antonio Spurs have beaten the Lakers, but what my point here is that the Lakers have proven that they are a capable franchise at any time in their history to beat the San Antonio Spurs in the playoffs. Look at 2000 and look at 2000 and look at 2000. That playoffs. Yes, we played. No, I'm sorry. A better example. 2004. I know we lost the NBA Finals that year, but we beat the San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference Finals. Do you remember that?
And who was on that roster? Who was on that Lakers team?
You know what I said? I don't know if you heard me.
Yeah, I heard you. And what I'm saying is, yes, the Lakers are one of the best franchises in all of sports. I agree with that. If we're talking history, we're talking the Lakers having the absolute worst season in franchise history last year. We're talking about the most stripped down version of the Lakers there has ever been. We're not talking Shaq, Kobe, Robert, Derek Fisher. We're not talking that version of the Lakers.
I understand. Quick question, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, Brian, can you see me, or are you not able to see me right now? Can you see that I'm smiling?
I can see you.
Do you see my smile?
Yes, I can.
Do you see?
Yes, I see it.
Do you see this picture?
Yes, I see the picture.
Do you like it? Do you know who that is?
That may actually need to be a picture for your show. That's you.
See the resemblance?
That's a good one.
This is me before I ever had any of my facial hair. See, this is before I had any facial hair, any acne, any underarm hair. This is me when I had that. I was like, how old do you think I was in this picture? I want you to guess. How old do I look in that picture?
I need it to be still, but I would say, I don't know, 7 or 8.
Okay. Well, that's a good guess. I was actually 5 in that picture. I know. I was tall for my age in that. And
it's hard to tell because it's a glare and it keeps moving, so it's hard for me to tell. And there's a white light glare that's going across it. But you were young. That should be the picture that you used to show.
Okay. How about now? Do you see it now? How about now? Okay, tell me if you see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Tell me if you see it now.
The camera's really not working really smooth, but I can see the picture well enough. But look, Dylan, I'm going to have to go. It's almost 11 o'clock, so I have to go. We got this up and going, and we can try and do this on Friday.
Okay, and then this is Bizine right here. I just wanted you to know. See, this is me. This is who Bizine is right here. I know I mentioned the name to you many times, or I just wanted to show you. This is him. This is what I look like when I graduated from high school. This is my coach Bia. He's 6'3".
Yeah, you show me that picture when I was there on Monday.
What do you think of what I look like on God? See, look at how I'm smiling. See, it goes from me, when I look like this, all the way to when I go like this in the graduation day. So that's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Guys, listen.
Yeah, that's ready for you. That's what it's
I was gonna say my dinner's ready, so I'm gonna sign off for now. Well, I'll leave it on, but I'm gonna sign off for now. And if you're still on when I come back, then I'll rejoin. All right?
Well, I'm getting ready to nice seeing you, and good night, Barack. Hopefully, we get to finish this up on Friday.
I agree. That sounds good.
And Barack,
All right, so Dylan,
all right, well, I'll go ahead and say goodbye to you, Brian, and Barack. I'll still most likely be on when you are done with dinner. So, Brian, I'll let you go. And ladies and gentlemen, my friend Brian is leaving now. Barack, let's give him a round of applause. And Brian, give yourself a round of applause. Come on, I want to hear you clapping, Barack. I want to hear Jackie clapping.
Well, she can't come to the phone because she's got a tray of food.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
that's good, and we'll get better at this
And I want to
next
tell
time.
you guys, we've already got a good start. Barack and Brian, we've already got one viewer. Mom, is that you who's viewing it? Okay, that's my mom. So we've got to start, people. Let's give it another round of applause. Barack, for Jackie, I want to hear you guys clapping. Brian, I want to hear you clapping. Let's
All
clap
right.
one more time.
Good,
Give a
good.
round of, I don't see you clapping, Brian. I don't even hear it. Brian, I don't
All
see
right,
it.
good. So
All right,
tell
I'll
your
see
mom
you.
I said hi, and we'll try and put this together again on Friday, and we'll get better at understanding it and better at running it as we
And,
do it.
and
Okay?
and and Brian, just quick question before I go. Are you sure there's not any chance in at all that you might possibly be able to come over Friday and spend? Because like I said, I could really quick ask my grandma if it's. I mean, she already said earlier it was okay. I mean, I'm willing to bet that she still be okay. And I don't expect that you have to do all that other stuff. All I was trying to say earlier was minimum. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to know this. All I was trying to say earlier, Brian, was that is that Friday you just you don't have to come in immediately, but you come over when I allow you to have a break or whatever, and then you come over and then you spend we do the things you talk to my mom and we just get started because my emphasis here is I just want to get started with this public speaking, and then on Saturday you could spend Friday night. I'm willing to guarantee it, and then I'm almost sure, and then on Saturday you would see me with the games, and then there could be a ride provided home. I'm sure it would be a Saturday. My mom doesn't work. I just really want that minimum. You could leave early Saturday afternoon if you want.
Hey, listen, I gotta sign off.
All right. Well, Brock, you won't be able to talk, but you can still leave the podcast on. But
Go on. That's not a problem. All right.
all right. So, but anyways, Brian, what I wanted to say is, could you please try to do that? I really would. My grandma, like I said, she already said it was okay. I mean, I don't know why I'm even going. I'm only doing it to try to prove to you that she said it was okay. But I really wish you would believe me. And if she,
I know I do believe you,
I mean, if she said it
but
wasn't,
I feel like there's a better way.
I mean, if she said it was imposing, she would have told me. She would have been on it. But she didn't say. She didn't have a problem with it. I mean, don't you want to understand that that's not imposing?
Well, and that might not be the right word for it per se, but I just think there'd be a better time, a better weekend where I'd be uh, more in the state of mind to be there. I just rather do it when I'm fresh and there's nothing else on my mind. So we can still work on the public speaking this way. That's the whole reason why I'm again more than an hour past how long I wanted to do this to try and get it up so you can see that we have it up and we can communicate like this. But
Okay,
it's
so
it's
yeah,
it's a big stretch for me at the end of the week to do that.
okay, well, this is another way how we could always communicate like this more often, not just for the podcast, but we can also do this, so we can.
Yeah, I'm not really concerned about the podcast. The podcast will kind of happen as we need it to, just as long as me and you can communicate.
Well, this is another.
This way, then we can still work on the public speaking.
And this is another way we can communicate. Believe me, Brian, I've seen it where people have used this publicly for personal stuff too. So we can definitely use this as a way to communicate. So I just got to know, when you're available to. If you don't answer the email, I won't expect it. But keep in mind that I always, I'm gonna write down your email so I don't forget it. Just so I'll have it here. Let me write it down on a piece of paper. That's a good idea. Let me do that really quick before you
Yeah,
go.
just don't say it online because this is a public channel. So we have to find a private way of communicating because I don't like my information being online.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, all right. Then you only want to
I
use.
don't know if Skype is a little more private, we can set up a Skype situation, but you never know who's watching online, and I don't trust the internet like that.
Okay, well then we can I can show you. I could do Skype with you if you want. Why don't we try to do it Friday? We could do it Friday.
That's perfect, and we can still communicate here as long as it's nothing personal or business.
Okay, so when we do, well, by the way, keep in mind there is a way to do this privately, Google Hangout. There is a way to do it. Right now we're doing it publicly because we're doing a podcast, but we could do it privately, and I know there's a way, and I think I could access that. So if you
Okay,
worked
sounds
with me,
good.
we could do this.
Sounds good, and we can work on
So,
that on Friday.
all right, well, what time do you want me to call you on Friday? Now I know you're not gonna come, and I know you're gonna, be with
Yeah.
your
So
work,
because
but
of that, because I don't have to do anything else, and my day kind of already got thrown off, I should be more or less available on Friday after around, let's say, 4.
so.
And I wouldn't necessarily want to be on there for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, but we could definitely communicate. I'd like to try and keep it to an hour at a time, so I can work on other things.
Okay, so why don't we say we do an hour for the personal stuff and then we do some time for the podcast? Does that sound good?
Let's make it 2 hours total, and we'll just see how it goes. Because I'd rather take the time that I'm spending with you. You know, your podcast is your thing, but I'd rather be working with you behind the scenes on your public speaking and trying to put your show together.
Okay, and do you mind
So, you know,
telling the
if we
audience
get
really
time
quick?
in for the podcast,
Yeah,
yeah, 30 minutes would be good enough for me for the podcast. I'd rather spend an hour and a half, working with you and helping you
I understand, and we're not going to give much information here, but Brian, since we're live and you're my guest, do you mind just
discuss if you
really
have some questions about it.
I understand, but do you mind just really quick telling the audience, not giving it, just giving them a very very short statement, just letting them know that who I am and what I might what project, not telling them any stuff that they could cheat or anything, but just tell them what they can expect to if how they can expect to see me on some kind of visual and verbal like this, but more better than a product. Just give them a slide view, like a
Okay.
shortcut, how they could
Now,
let my audience know how they could choose, and tell them a little bit about who I am, what you know about me.
this is a
Go ahead.
quick this is a quick lesson in multimedia and entertainment business. Hold on just a second. This is a quick lesson in that. Remember how we were talking earlier about if you talk and people just want to see what's going to happen?
Hmm.
It's the same thing with media and entertainment. You don't want to announce that you're going to do anything until slightly before you do it. You don't want to show your hand until you're getting ready to play it. So, but
Okay.
uh, in general, we're going to be working on putting together a variety type talk show for you,
Okay. All right. Well,
interviewing people about their lives and telling them
and do you think it could be on this podcast when we interview them, or no?
we'll get that going for sure and start working on it on Friday.
All right. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and let you go, Brian.
Like I
Thank you
said, I'm
so
trying to
much.
get you to a better format than podcasting. So if you can do your podcast on the side whenever you want to, but I'm trying to create a much better and much cleaner format for you to do this in, so you could get more viewers.
Okay, I understand. Well, I'll let you go, Brian. Thank you so much
All
for
right, so tell your mom I said good night.
Oh, well, she's actually right here. Do you want to tell? Oh, you heard what he said? Uh, oh, yeah, she says hi too. Oh, she said she wants to let you go. Okay, well, I'll talk to you then tomorrow, Brian. And thank you so much. And by
Okay,
the way,
so
I'm so
we'll
I'm by the way, I wanted to say, I realize, I don't need to call you, more than once at a time. I realize like your phone obviously is like mine. You have an Android. If I call you, and even if I don't leave a message, most likely your phone will be on and your phone will tell you that you had a missed call from me. So um, I don't necessarily, now that I know this, I don't necessarily have to leave a voice
For sure.
message, and I don't necessarily have to send you a text message. As long as know that you missed my call, then you'll return to me. So I won't call you more than once if
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah,
answer.
for
So
sure. And if there's
and
something in particular that you want to know, you can send it in the message, and most of the time I can respond to that faster than actually calling you back. But you can text me twice, and you can call me twice before I call you back. Other than that, just know that I saw it, and as soon as I can get to it after that, then I will. Maybe 5 minutes, it may be 30 minutes, it may be an hour, it may be 3 hours. But if I see it, I'll never see it and not respond. Okay?
okay, and I just want to say, and if ever obviously you didn't answer, let's say it was a text from me saying that I'm in the hospital, and I would like you to come see me, well, no, Mom, let me speak for myself. I don't think that's likely to happen, but I always like to be prepared for the unexpected. So let's say it was me text you saying that I was in the hospital and I was there because I had something wrong with me, or maybe I was in the emergency room and said, would you come and help me? I mean, not help me, but be with me, or whatever you want to call it.
Of course, that's an emergency.
If that
That's an exceptional situation. So I'll always, in that case, then, emergency situations always override normal situations. But what I don't want to be normal is I won't normally drop everything I'm doing just to call and talk and answer questions and just do
no,
something that we can talk. And I try to keep my life and my priorities
no, no,
organized that way. So when
no.
it's your time, and you get it. And if there's ever an emergency, then definitely, chances are there's somebody that could help you before I could help you. But if God forbid, something was wrong, and you wanted me to come visit you or wanted me to come see you, then I definitely would.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate you saying you have my back, and I'll let you go now. And thank you so much, and I really appreciate you doing this with me. And obviously we're at 0 viewers again because my mom's off, but I'm glad we had the time we had, and I really appreciate it, Brian. And you've proven to me that you've been a great friend, and I don't know what else to say. And other than let's try to be optimistic about the Lakers winning the championship this year, okay? Because I don't know why, but
Definitely,
I just tend to think.
I'll definitely be pulling for them.
I mean, and because if you're gonna have that
So I'll
attitude,
talk to you on Friday, okay?
all right, and let's just try to think positive about the Lakers possibly winning the championship. Because, like I said, I still want us to go to that game in November. I won't tell the audience when, but anyways, you know what I'm talking about, though.
Okay, for sure. I want the Lakers to win as many games as they possibly can.
All right, well, I'll let you go now. Thank you so much, and I appreciate. I couldn't be happier that we did this, and now that we know how, so anytime after 4 or 4 later. I'm not sure if I understood that for Friday.
Uh, I should be free after 4. So if you contact me, that means it won't take me that long to get back to you after 4, and then we should be able to get pretty much right on the computer when I do.
So you already know how long you're gonna have to be at the new job office for on Friday, or you don't?
Well, by that time, because my brother has to be gone by 3:30. So if I'm not finished before then, I'll have to come back home by 3:30 anyway.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
I should
all right.
I should be home by 4 at the latest.
Okay, well then I guess I could call you at exactly 4 and you'll answer, right?
Well, you can try to call me at 4. If I don't answer, then I'll probably get back to you probably within the hour at the latest.
So it might mean you're
But
driving. It might mean you're driving. Do you have a Bluetooth?
no, I don't. But
If you had a Bluetooth,
after sometime after 4, we'll just put it like that.
okay, I'll try you maybe at 4:15 then.
Okay, and then if I can, then I will, and it won't be too long after that. If not, unless for some reason I pass out and fall asleep from exhaustion. But I try and keep my phone. Try to keep my phone on because sometimes, well, every time I'm at work, I put it on vibrate, and sometimes I forget to take it off. So if I leave it in the other room, I don't hear it. But definitely, I'll be expecting this though. So I'll be looking for you around 4 or so.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Brian. And like I said, you've been a great I just want to say again, you've been a really great happy part of my life. And as time goes on, I'm just getting happier and happier. So I hope you know that you really have helped me be more happier. Not that I wasn't. Well, I kind of needed this. I do want to say that. So I really appreciate it once
Yeah.
again, Brian. I really do. No, I
You're
really
welcome,
do.
and that's good. I'm glad you have fun. And
Okay.
we'll
Well.
start working, building one step at a time. We'll start building, what we can and see how far we can take you. But, I definitely want to help you try to put some other things together, put some other things on your mind and help you be a little more creative and business oriented. And we'll
Besides.
see what happens. No
Besides.
promises, but we will see what happens.
I understand. Something for me to focus on other than me just focusing on being a college student and my degree and also, basketball. Because those things, I have time in my life to fit more. So everyone knows it usually does. So all right, I'll let you go now. And thank you so much for joining
Do
the
something creative.
podcast.
That's a little more in my lane.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to you later,
All right.
Brian. Thank you so much, and let's just pray that the Lakers win the championship this year. I'm gonna hope to God that they do.
All right. I'll talk to you Friday. Have a great rest of the week.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Barack, I know you can hear me. I know you're. Barack, I know you can hear me. Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, well, let's see. What do we want to talk about? So many good things. Well, I saw in the news, them talking about on Fox News about Leon Panetta. Just so interesting, people. I mean, amazing. Amazing what can happen of life. I agree with him. Obama has done a horrible job. Can't say many, can't say really anything good about him recently. The only thing I really have good to say about him is that he gave the order so we could kill Osama bin Laden. That's the only thing right now that I could think he's done good. Oh, and well, a lot of people are against Obamacare, but I'm not saying I agree with it, but apparently I don't understand the whole situation, so I'm not stating whether it's good or not, but I just apparently learned that my dad had some good benefit from Obamacare, or because there was Obamacare, something to do with the price of him getting insurance cost us. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm just telling you the details I know, what I heard. Um, but yeah, let's try to make this work. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is really, really good. So yeah, there's a lot of good things about this. I'm not mad at all. There's a lot things that people could say about life that are just totally unbelievable. I just want to start out by saying, you know, things are lucky about life, and to be honest, life can be very surprising at times. I must admit that. I do want to say, life has been very good to me. Life can be very hard at times. Um, so I just hope you understand and acknowledge that we are here for the people. America is we the people. So I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you understand this. Um, Please be good to me, God, and please do not hate me, because I am not a hateable human being. Barack, if you heard what I said, I hope you say something about it when you come back. But anyways, you know, life is okay. It's not good, it's not great, it's not bad, it's not horrible, but, you know, it's not the best and it's not the worst. So, life is a matter of stages. But you gotta have different opinions, and sometimes you gotta change your opinions immediately. So, but life can be very challenging at times. And Brock, I'm trying to call you. Brock, you didn't answer the phone when I called you. If you could just answer it, that would be good.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up.
I'm here for questions. Hello, it seems today that all you see is violence in movies and stuff.
You do, huh?
So take a moment. Telephone to go to hell. What's going on?
Maybe you can help me with that.
Okay. Wow, bro, that's beautiful. That is truly beautiful. Casanova. That is some really top dollar BS.
Mark, I told you to leave me alone.
Oh, it's like you took a wrong turn, bro. Touch match back.
You assholes.
This is the president of the season. Jaw wired shut, lost 2 teeth. Sarah turns up dead in 76. You don't need to mention this guy. Stayed out of it. She made her choice. Remember her name at least? Yeah. Aaron. Aaron what? Aaron who kicked my ass. Tell you what, the guy better bring along some backup. No rap